People see life sciences and they immediately assume it's all biotech, which for a lot of people means drug discovery. But actually, life sciences is a fairly broad waterfront, and it includes areas such as medtech, diagnostics, health tech, healthcare products and services, the lucrative pharmaceutical products and services, and just the general research market, which means essentially products that you sell into the academic sector, into universities, that researchers there can use to do their research. Well, Deepbridge invests in life sciences because if we look at the GDP spend in some of the most developed nations, and take the US for an example, 18% of the US GDP is spent on healthcare. Of course, it's only a small proportion of that is spent on pharmaceuticals, but that's quite a big, chunky slice of that huge pie. In Europe, it's less than that. In Europe, it's, the UK, for example, is about 10.3% of UK GDP, but in itself is a very large market. So if you invest in new businesses that develop new products, services, etc., that are actually selling to that market, then that's a really large, sizable, recurring market in which to sell into. In the life sciences EIS space, our starting point is capital growth. So we look at businesses that can give us significant capital growth, and that's one of the key cornerstones of our search. We do clearly favour technologies that are disruptive in nature, or technologies that introduce new efficiencies in markets that we care passionately about. Those technologies need to have an underpinning of some IP, some barriers to entry, or at least the prospects of getting those, and they need to also have a really good founder or management team trying to execute the plan. But for EIS, unlike our SEIS offering, we're also seeing or looking for some evidence of some commercial validation. That needn't be anything more than a solid letter of intent. It would be good if there was commercial revenues there, but certainly we see for a tangible plan of how the business can actually get to revenue. We work with investee companies really closely, and that's one of the differentiators of Deepbridge Life Sciences and the Deepbridge offering in general. We are active investors. We always take a board position, and indeed, we only really invest in businesses that we understand and we know that we can actually influence and help with our experience and expertise. Taking a board position, it allows us to have a regular contact with a company to try and influence some of the strategic direction that they take, help them with any significant problems that they might be facing, and often that actually it revolves around issues like human capital or a change of strategic direction, things which we'll probably try and, with our experience, help the entrepreneurs not to make any sort of obvious mistakes, and maybe try and expedite their growth as much as we can. So the broader trend in the life sciences sector is that this is a market that is very IP rich. There's obviously lots of innovation taking place in life sciences, not just in the UK, but globally. SEIS and EIS is increasingly moving towards things which can be evidence to be truly part of the knowledge economy and to generate new IP which can be commercialized. We think life sciences is an important starting place, and it should really be a cornerstone in any good portfolio.